Hello, and welcome back to Precious Memory Box's Junk Journaling. My name is Bobby, and I have a kind of an unboxing for you from the stickers I got from Dilly stickers, and then my from Pink Monarch Prints, the Lost in Florence printable subscription kit. It's been out since the first of the month, but I wanted to wait till the stickers came in so I could show it all to you together. And then I thought, for fun, if we have time, we'll make a fun paper clip to embellish our journals with. So let me start first with the stickers. And I just love their stickers. So they do have, for the stickers, they do have a subscription kit. I think there's 3 different ones. You can check that out on their website at Dilly stickers. And then also with if you get one of the subscription kits, you get these wonderful postcards. They are, I'd say they're let's see, I can measure them. So it's 8.5 by 5.5. So 8.5 by 5.5 size. So plenty big to cut out the fun pieces and use as ephemera in your kits. And so I've got those. And then here are the stickers. And you got some fun tissue paper here. It almost gives me a little bit of a vellum vibe to it, but fun sticker or paper that we can use. But here are the stickers, and this one is probably my favorite with the mushrooms. I love the numbers and just the mushrooms on it. And then we have the butterflies. So these are the ones that go with this month's kit, Lost in Florence. But of course you can use them with any kit. And let's see, let me do them one at a time. Some of these are hard to see. This one here is different, just little tidbits that you can use. Then we have the strips, like washi strips with numbers and letters. Love those. And then I got some duplicates. So I think I got a duplicate of each. Let me check here. I think there's one more. Yeah, so these are the duplicates of those. So we'll set them over here with those. And then we got like a Halloween fall one, and I love the little banner. That is so cute. In the books, the pumpkins, love all that. I got some of the lighter letters, if you can see those, the ABCs, and then down here at the bottom you have some punctuation and just other little things there. I got the lockets. So cute page with all kinds of different lockets on it. Then we have some banners that you could use, and probably if you have like a slick writer or maybe one of the Sharpie S pens, you could write on these. And you may be able to stamp on them with an archival ink. And then we got this one here. I know this one is from this month's release too. I think all of these are from this month's release. And this one just has, the cat and the moon, the butterflies. Really pretty. And then we have the 4 different patterns. So lots of fun, lots of great stickers. So go check that out. There's a website, Dilly Stickers. And it is Elena that does this from Pink Monarch Prints. And the stickers that they have are such high quality. I love their stickers. Let's see, I'll get that back in there after. It takes me a while to get everything lined back up again. So let me set this off, and then we'll flip through the kit. So the kit is called Lost in Florence. There are 55 pages. If you're not familiar with Pink Monarch Prints, they have an Etsy shop, Anna and Elena, and they sell multiple. I think they have over 500 printable in their shop, but they do a monthly subscription kit. They have 2 options. You can do $8.99, which is what this kit is right here. Or you can do the $14.99 a month. And I think I have some of these upside down. Sorry about that. You can do the $14.99 a month, and you also get the gold kit. And this year, the gold kit, or I'm sorry, this month, it's kind of like a postal theme. So the gold kit doesn't always match the monthly subscription, but it's an extra kit that you get. You also, generally they have like at least one freebie a month, sometimes maybe more. So you will also get freebies by being on the subscription kit. Now these are the double-sided journal pages. And so I'll just flip through them for you. You can cut them down and use them as part of making a journal if you want. And let me measure these. I think they come out, let's see. They come out at a little over 7, or right at 7. And then the length is about a little over 10. So once you cut off the border, they would be about 7 by 10.5. So there's your pages for that. We have some envelopes, some different ephemera pieces. They always fill their sheets up. Love these. And the birds. Look at the birds down there. Those are wonderful. We've got some mushrooms. And just, there's so many pieces that go with these. Some tags, some labels up there. These could be, you could add a picture in here, cut this out, and add some vellum, and, you know, put a butterfly or little bug or a picture of a person in there. Then you have some ephemera pieces. And my butterflies here didn't feed through the printer right, but I went ahead and kept it. But I love the colors. And let's see, I think there's another page there. No, maybe not. Some of these I printed on cardstock, some I printed on regular paper. So we've got the hearts. And then we've got some like journaling cards. And generally, before I start using a kit, I will go through and print a neutral on the back of them. Love these. Just some tidbits and different labels that you can use. Then we have the round pockets that you can fold up and add something to the center. These little pieces can go in the center. And we have the large strips. And then we have some other pages here that you can use as journal pages or background pages, however you would like to use them. These are closer to the 8.5 by 11. My printer is supposed to print borderlessly, but I have not figured out how to make it do that yet. So one of these days I'm gonna figure it out. Love this one. I think that would make a great cover. And I also love that one. Looks like worn wallpaper. There we go. And that one is so pretty too. There's usually around, I haven't counted these, but there's usually around 20 of these. So plenty of background sheets for you. All right, and now we've made our way to the pockets, all different, going all different directions there. And then we have this style of pocket, and you could put a background on that and make it like a library card pocket. We also have these. Then we have some just different types of labels and like frames. Here's some different sayings. Great things to add. Then we've got some tags, and usually there's several different sizes of tags in the kit. Love those. We've got some of these. You could stamp those up, make them look like old, you know, vintage tags. Love those. Here's some of the larger tags. Sorry for the shaking. And then we've got some more tidbits here. Get a hold of that. And there we've got some smaller journaling type cards. You could use this as a banner on your cover if you wanted to make a journal topper. And then these I thought were really neat. Kind of like, you know, they're labels, but like, almost reminds me of like brass plates. I think those are beautiful. So there is the kit. As you can see, it's got a lot of papers to it. If you were to buy these like in individual kits, you know, the ephemera kits, the journaling card kits, the paper kits, you would spend well over the $8.95 that this kit costs through this subscription kit. So check that out. See if it's something you'd be interested in. You can go to their Etsy shop and see the older kits that are in there. You can buy them on the Etsy shop, but they are, you know, more expensive to buy that way. So if you're not interested in all of them, then, you know, you could just purchase the ones you want on their Etsy shop. All right, I wanted to quickly show you, and then I think we'll do a little paperclip fun thing here. But I wanted to show you, I got some of the new distressed oxides because I went ahead and I sold most of my 3x3 cubes because I don't use them all the time. And I thought maybe if I got these smaller ones, I would use them more. So with the money from selling these, I picked up these. And so I'm going to give them a try. And I think they'll be easier to carry around and take with me to different things and easier to use. So I'm really looking forward to it. And we'll maybe grab, let's see, where's vintage photo? Let's grab out the vintage photo and we'll use that one here in a little bit. I am going to a junk journaling retreat. My first junk journaling retreat. I went to a Bible journaling retreat last year. Had great fun. If you'd like to see what I'm going to pack and take with me, just let me know down below in a comment and I will make a video. And many of you may know the hostess. Her name is Mindy Hunt and she has a YouTube channel. And Mindy is just, she's one of my favorite junk journalers and Bible journalers. And she does a lot of beautiful things. And this is her first retreat that she is hosting this year. So I'm excited to get to go. All right. So let's pick out a few things here. And let's see what we can make. I like these tags and I like these tags. So I was thinking we could use a tag or you could take any one of the papers and just cut it to size. But I'm going to see if one of these tags is the right size. And we're just going to create a fun, simple paper clip that you can put on the side of a page over that. Now you want to, depending upon the size of paper clip you're going to use, you know, of course you need to measure it out. You're going to use the long side, okay? Because if you use the short side, you're not going to have much room to put something on. So you're going to use the long side. Then you just need to decide, is this going to be one that has to go on the left side or one that has to go on the right side? So I'm going to turn it over and make it where it will slide on the right side. And then I just need to decide, I'm going to try this tag. And this is just kind of an experiment. I've done these before, and I also just recently watched Seven Plaza's video, Margaret at Seven Plaza, and she made some different ones of these, and I thought that would be fun. Let's make one. I've made them before, I think with material, but you can definitely make them with paper too. All right, so we got that. So I just need to decide if I want to fold over the top or what I'm going to do there. Let's see if it will fit in here. Oh, perfect. That's a perfect size. Okay. And then, you know, we need the paper clip to be at the top, so we're going to have to fold that over. So I think I'm going to bring it down just below the tab. Maybe just a little bit more. I love the number 47 on there, but I think we're going to bend it down just a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to glue that. These are really simple to make. And of course, you can just embellish them however you want to do it. I didn't bring any stamps in here with me, but you could definitely use stamps on these. I did bring some lace. I thought we could maybe run some lace down it. So let's see. It's a little bit thick, but still kind of neat. Okay, I'm going to cut it off and then we can re-trim it later if we need it to be shorter. And I think I want to add that here on this side. And you can let it be longer if you want. All right. And I think what I'm going to do, let's see if I have my sharper scissors in here with me. These might work. I think I'm going to kind of cut it at an angle here. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and I've got my Fabri-Tac. And I'm going to glue that down on the back and then tack it a little bit on the front here. So let me add some of that. All right. So we'll tack that down there. And then I'm just going to run a thin bead right along here just to keep it in place. And then maybe we can make this into a pocket or a side tuck on here. Okay, got that. All right. Hopefully that'll be enough. I might have to come back and maybe add a little bit more to that. But I think it'll be fun being a side tuck. Let's see how our ink works here. Our Distress Oxide. That looks good. Should have done that on the other side before I had the lace on there. That's okay. All right. All right, and then let's grab a few little embellishment pieces and add to it. I love the circles, but I think they're too big. So let's see what we can add to it. Okay, we could definitely add a word, a little phrase. And let's see. We could add a small tag in there. And maybe a couple pieces of these. And let's see, I want to see those one butterflies. Where'd the butterflies go? I think those might be too big. Let's see. Had some smaller ones, I know. Ones that look like a tag. There they are. There's the ones I want. All right. So let me quickly cut some of these out. And let's look at our little tag there. I think I'm going to try to get one that is a different color. Have a little contrast there. Alright, just about done. Hope you guys have had a great week. Let's see here. I'm going to cut one of these out. The weather has been beautiful here in Illinois. Hope you guys are having some wonderful fall weather too. All right, let's cut out one tag here, and then we'll cut out one of these sayings, and we'll have everything we need. These are pretty quick and easy to make, especially if you have everything cut out ahead of time. But if you know me, I'm always a little behind. Okay, what saying do we want? Keep moving forward. I love you. Finding your passion. I like keep moving forward. Let's do that one. All right. Let me finish that one. We'll put a little ink around these and we'll decide where we want them. And our little tag will be done. Our little paper clip. All right. Let's go ahead and we'll just ink those real quick. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and try to punch out the circle here. Okay, and then what we weren't able to get, I'm just going to try to ink a little bit so it blends in. There we go. All right, so let's decide how we want this. So we've got a little tuck spot there with our lace. We've got this here that we could add our sentiment to, or we could put it down there. I like that. And then let's see, I'm seeing a little white there. Let me ink the edges of this. There we go. And then we have our little tag there. You could add a little bling to it if you want, a little dangle off of it, or whatever you want. But I think I'm just going to keep it simple, or maybe I'll add a button. I've got some buttons here close by. Let's see if we can find one that will add a little interest to it. I'm going to take this out for just a moment so that I'm not gluing that to the paper underneath. All right, we'll give that just a moment, hopefully to dry. Let me grab a button. All right, let's see what we have here. Trying to get the pin back in my glue. There we go. Okay, so what button do we want? Do we want brown? Do we want a blue for a pop of color? Trying to see if I have something close to one of the colors in the tags. There's a brown. Let's see what else we have. Hoping I'd have a blue maybe. No, I'm not seeing a blue. Okay. What else could we do here? We've got a cream. What about if we did a green? Okay, move these back out of the way. Okay. All right. And I think we'll add them just like they are. I'm going to use, let's use the Fabri-Tac because sometimes the Barely Arts doesn't always hold on stuff like this. So I need to maybe stick a little piece of scrap paper in here. Here we go. To keep that from sticking to the cards. All right. All right, and the little green one. There we go. We'll have to let those dry a bit. And there is our little paper clip. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in there, and then I'll pull it back out and let it finish drying. But I want you guys to be able to see the finished product. So we've got our tag and our other label here, and then our other tag. And there we go. And you can hang that on the side page of your journal. And it's quick, it's simple, easy to do, and fun way to make your own matching ephemera for your kid. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to come over and check out my videos on Pink Monarch Prints page also. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.